Commander's Log, Stardate 3305.154. Today is the 141st day of the expedition, and this day is the day of my arrival at the farthest reachable point from Earth. My goal is fulfilled, but am I complete? Can I just sit down and relax? Have I reached my ultimate goal? No, because it is the struggle itself that is most important. We must strive to be more than we are. It does not matter that we will never reach our ultimate goal. The effort yields its own rewards. The last 2 weeks were surprisingly quite contrary to the previous ones. Not only I got myself in a better mood, but I started seeing higher variety of stars. I even got close enough to one blue-white star to observe a coronal mass ejection. Then I moved on and surveyed multiple high metal content planets and water worlds. And finally, when I was just about to reach the Beagle Point, I discovered a lonely, Earth-like world at the very end of galaxy that at first seemed a sweet spot for humanity. After a closer inspection, it turned out that the atmosphere of the planet would be a gasping death to humans and most animals on Earth. But the high nitrate content of the soil and the rich yellow sunlight made it a paradise for plant life. My long surface probes provided me with extensive data and knowledge of plant species that nowhere before were so abundant. It's a pity that probably for hundreds of years we won't be able to experience what this unique world is really hiding deep inside the dense jungle of exquisite flora. Soon after, I made it to final destination of the expedition, and only several days before the deadline. I basked in the glory, looking at the outstanding view of the galaxy. And then I found out that Beagle Point is not the end, that there is a way to go a little bit farther. So I reprogrammed my computer, and after a dozen of jumps, putting my frameshift drive to the limits with Jumponium, I finally got to the actual edge of the galaxy, the Simotsus beacon. There was a pure emptiness ahead of me, and so I approached the holy void. It was magnificent. Is nothingness any less a miracle than a substance? And now, having done my final look at home from the peaceful most distant planet, I'm going to head back to inhabited space. I decided to take a longer, scenic route along the Scutum Centaurus arm. I know it's going to be worth it, and I know it will probably take another 6 months to get there. But as I said, the effort yields its own rewards. Ojakco out.